Okay. Now, I just want to go into detail that Microsoft is not even a good spot. Even Xbox right now, I don't really trust the current CEO or Matthew Ball or uh Matt Bowie. Like, come on. Because here's the thing. What really sets me off fire right now, it sets me where I cannot trust Xbox after Xbox One's uh generation. So you know where I just don't the reason why I can't trust for Xbox is because they have lied to their consumers. The consumers are the customers. They are infested with Xbox. They invest in gaming. Yet you want to lie to their face. I want to be clear, and that's not a good look. That is not a good look howsoever. And people has been denying they've been calling the reliable source Snickers SO for the past 3 years. Let me put it like this. For the past 3 years, his information was basically correct, right? And I'm going to tell you what he was correct about is that Xbox is giving up exclusivity. They doesn't care about the console war. And guess what? A day later, after that information came out, Phil Spencer announced it. Um, and it's not a good look. Let me tell you, it's not a good look. And, and here's the thing. I think what is going on, and I believe Xbox is trying to make an Activision, and they did. Okay, let me put it like this: Activision, who basically technically owns the studio, Treyarch and Infinite Warfare and such, they just now announced Black Ops and Black Ops 2 are being ported to PlayStation in July, considering of our partners at Iron Galaxy. And that is a problem. That shows desperate measure that that's I feel like this is a desperate move from Xbox. And honestly, this is not good. If they're really desperate, they should stay third party publisher. I do not believe exclusivity right now for um before um you know having exclusivity against. But so to me, all you done is basically lie to the consumers, which I believe that should be against the law. Uh, and it's a problem. Matthew Ball got caught 4K. He hates the new CEO. Clearly, he tried and lied about that. He hates the new CEO. We all know he hates her. I think he hates her because she's CEO and he's not. And she has not tweeted since the 10th. That was last week. And now let's put it like this. Ninja Theory's new game was announced and showed, but it was a fucking bait. What the fuck is going on at Xbox? I do not know. And honestly, at the end of the day, I just think Xbox is in hell. So now this is being said. If it's true that Bungie will lose 400 staffers, that's more than Ninja Theory, Compulsion, Double Fine combined. Before you consider the tons of other studio closed over the last few years, what's the solution here? I hate this kind of console wars or company war speech. Didn't Microsoft lay off tens of thousands? Hasn't Xbox fired multiple thousand of people in the last 2 years? Like, why even go here? It's all bad. Exactly, Alex. And it's really true. It's really bad. And now we got Jason Snyder, who's also a reliable journalist, and people doesn't like him. I do not like Nation. So let's go here. Jason Snyder shared the new details about layoffs during today's How Things Got So Bad at Xbox stream. He said the studio's already affected just the beginning, that more changes are coming. Many decisions are still being worked out. So reports about studios being shut down may not tell the full story. Those three studios that I mentioned are just beginning. There's going to be more. So that means possibility Halo Studios is at the fucking risk of being shut down. And possibility Collision, the flagship right now for Xbox, and for Gears of War E-Day to be exclusive to their game system, that doesn't make no sense to me, and that is cheap to win. I can tell that's cheap to win. According to Snyder, several studio heads are still in talks with Xbox. Some studios could become independent again and find new owners instead of closing completely. In some cases, we might see studios spinning off. In some cases, we might see studios are trying to find other buyers. I hope. I believe I 100% think Xbox is going AAA games studios. This is not true. Right here, I do not believe Matthew Ball here. And I totally agree. They should not close Ninja Theory. And that sucks. Here's the thing. Reason why why Microsoft is not investing into Xbox consoles or any of some sort, because they're going around Xbox, buying studios, so they could make profit, but it's backfiring on them. It's Microsoft's fault. So at the day, now we and then this person is bitching about he went on this kind of shady considering it's a Xbox own IP and PlayStation comes first again. What the fuck? He said on the top it said PlayStation getting new ports because the PS5 can't play the PS3 games other than streaming them, and multiplayer gaming isn't really that great while streaming. PC got new Windows Stores versions, but they're just the same as Steam version, so nothing new. Xbox struck the 360 version that's full of hackers thanks to COD TV and TGAG consoles. I lost my account nearly one of these hackers, so I have never touched the game since and won't ever again. Other than on the PlayStation, if I bought it when the game's release on the PS5, the Xbox and PC version will probably drop on Game Pass, but there will be no new ports for PC and Xbox. So that's basically a slap to the face on Xbox and Microsoft right there, because they they can't do this. That makes them look bad. So right here, this says Microsoft and Xbox really hate their own customers. Yes, Xbox 360 version is, but they are locked at 720p. They're fully full of hackers after 2.75 years after the ABK Activision Blizzard King acquisition. They still aren't even on Game Pass. The DLCs aren't bundled in. What the fuck, man? You've been warned. You have been warned, and you have been denying this. And this person said, "I'm a bit confused. I'm not an Xbox user anymore. But why are they being neglected? Xbox 360 backward compatibility version is filled with hackers, and it's 720p resolution because we rather play the older version, because the older version, if they port these two games on the PlayStation, I guarantee you there's not going to be hackers. Xbox won't do it. Microsoft won't do it. Activision won't do it for the Xbox players. He said Microsoft and Xbox really hate their customer. Oh yeah, like he said that in this tweet. Um, he said Closing Ninja will be a historic missed opportunity. Underlines Microsoft endless short-termism mindset. The talent is there, the skill set is there. Suna is finally in the right project. It would be weak to give up now. 100%. I saw the gameplay. Oh my god. I love what I saw. That was a missed opportunity. This person said so PlayStation closes studios, announces them that they will be going back exclusives and everything was okay. Xbox Studios announces them they were going back exclusive. The Game Over Gregory literally says, "Fuck you, Xbox, stop making hardware," and goes on full blown tinknet of hate, fuming at the mouth of disgust and hate. What the fuck are we at right now with gaming media doing this? Spraying absolute crap to everyone. Yes, layoffs are absolutely disgusting. I wish everyone can get back on their feet, but response has been so no so one-sided in term of hatred. No. No, no. I can't dude. Greggy or Greg Miller here. I don't know why he called himself Game Over Greggy. Uh, I believe he responded this tweet. I don't know. Let me see. He actually speak the fact. Stop with the fucking layoffs. Stop with the fucking exclusivity. Fuck up with the closer of the studios. Look at this. This person said, somehow many Xbox influencers who receive a brand new limited 25th anniversary Series X are holding back with their public criticism of Microsoft. Find out how it goes. Exactly. That's the thing. He knows what's going on. People just hate the truth. Have the same energy when PlayStation shuts down studios? I guess you won't because Xbox hate money is real. You never acted like this for PlayStation. Actually, he did. He really did. And this person is actually really curious of I'm curious. Is Xbox allowing PlayStation to get updated ports with what would have to be new servers while the 360 person is drowning in hackers? Like, if you have a team pouring over the game, I can't imagine you're leaving at 600p with zero enhancements, right? I don't think Xbox has say. Xbox and Activision are both separate publisher. Under Microsoft Gaming division, it would be the parent company, Microsoft, that would have leverage here, as Xbox doesn't own them, which technically they do if it's owned by Xbox. Owned by Xbox and not even coming to Xbox, living my ass off. Yeah, great. So you want Xbox to destroy business, something you were are. Also, I own an Xbox, so I'm good. So this was basically what he's trying to say. Going back to exclusivity for Xbox is just going to ruin the business model for Xbox right now. As I'm calling it now, Xbox will be partnered with the PlayStation in the near future if their plans don't go so well. Even though I have less views, that's okay. But that is, matter of fact, that's a high chance, and it kind of makes sense. Kind of makes sense. And then Hunter went on, replying to this tweet, the same thing should apply to PlayStation tiles. It does, yeah, but PlayStation and Nintendo are in a much, much stronger platform position, so there's far less pressure that says Sony does bring some multiplayer games to Xbox like MLB and Helldivers. Why are they in the strongest position? Because exclusives? No. It's not because exclusives, it's about the marketing. Their businesses ate healthier right now, but you have ear such word about all PlayStation titles being multi-platform. Actually, he brought it up. Helldivers. Helldivers is became Helldiver became a fucking. They haven't done that. So I'm like, probably not. Exclusivity on Xbox brings more Game Pass until Microsoft spun off Xbox. They haven't done that. Not yet, but B. But what date today or date to date? Day to date. So I reply this, not yet. But Game Pass isn't working for day to day BS. That's the problem. And which it matter of fact, that is the truth. And this person is asking, why are esports players not getting an updated version when the lobbies are filled with hackers and resolution is capped at 720p? My hope is that they will receive updates alongside this, but I don't know. Might also that be that they're just throwing it onto the PlayStation, only the platform without the games. Those servers will just be unstable. Hopefully not though. No, Phil Spencer love Xbox fans. And like I said, and this is a most few tweet I put out is Collision Studio isn't Xbox flagship anymore. And the reality, I feel like they will be threatened to be shut down if Gears of War E-Day doesn't sell 7.2 million copies. I clarify on the bottom part. I feel like Gears of War E-Day will only sell 6.9 copies. There's always a plot twist. There always is. Uh, that's a problem. That's literally the problem here. So let's go on and just say Xbox done fucked up. Uh Snickers SO, I haven't seen. I replied to this tweet. I said, bitch, look at his track record. He hasn't been wrong. He is 100% reliable. You believing a corporate asshole from Microsoft who hasn't been in gaming division before does like Asha Sharma hasn't been in the gaming division before. She came from AI department, and Matthew Bowler, I believe, he came from. Where did Matthew Ball came from? Which department did Matthew came from before becoming CSO for Xbox? Ah, ha, 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 ha. His previous role was head of strategy and planning at Amazon Studios. The role, this role at Amazon Studios was his most recent corporate position before moving to the Microsoft Xbox division. So therefore, he is lying. We cannot trust his fucking ass. I have clearly knew there was gonna be a wrong information. So this was a lie coming from. Oh, excuse me. Oh, hang on. Uh, so Asha Sharma and Matt Bowie fucking straight up lied about they're not laying off people or shutting studios down. Guess what? A week now, you starting shutting down studios and you're trying to make profit to invest AI. And let me put it like this: with the AI, oh, brother, oh, you got one thing coming. You got one thing coming was AI ruining the project of Helix. And now people is not gonna be interested in the console because one, what's the whole point of making the console? The console isn't coming out next year. let me be clear. Xbox Gears of War EA did not move Neo, right? Let's go on YouTube, right? Since people want to compare to uh right 6.6 million views on PlayStation's official YouTube page, and I'm gonna have to like right. And now let's go on Xbox. Microsoft see, I have to agree. They are. They 100% are. Okay, where's the Gears of War? Right here. Right? Actually, no, no. See, let's be fucking for real here. Right? I have clearly, and I'm gonna see how many fucking dislike. Oh, I can't see the numbers. I can't because, of course, it's YouTube, right? It's YouTube. It's not exclusivity. Look, like that is a bad number. We gotta look right here, right? We're gonna go off YouTube. Which game has the more hype, right? The most hype. And the Wolverine trailer gameplay came out 2 weeks ago and is now seeing at 6.5 million views. That's clearly craziness. And these Xbox blindness of players have not stop and think, did your research. And which game is more hype? Wolverine or Gears of War E-Day? And here's the thing. They try aggressively promoting E-Day with a major sponsorship like Triple Mania 2026, which is a AAA wrestling event of pro wrestling luchadores. It is as flagships technically showcased for the console. But the thing is, it doesn't last long. The question is, are they keeping their words or not? I believe Wolverine is the most hype game than Gears of War E-Day. Not because this is PlayStation game. No, 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 no. It's how many people was hype for Gears of War E-Day? Not that much. That's the reality. That's the truth. People is not hype for Gears of War E-Day. They like, yeah, they coming out with it and it's gonna wind up being on PlayStation. Why do we not believe the corporate assholes? Because they always go 1A on their asses. So at the end of the day, is something that has to do, you know. And now we have a news breaking is PlayStation potentially sabotaging Bungie due to GAAS. And yes, I'm gonna hate on this for PlayStation. And this insider or journalist from France, right? We're gonna read that later. You ask for it. Here are most more detail about Bungie. After speaking with my source, including someone at the PlayStation, what it sends out is mainly internal resistance, strong pushback. Oh, that's not good. Meaning people at PlayStation don't understand the decision made at the top of to discontinue. I can't speak. Destiny 2. Some have told me that there's a kind of desire for revenge as PlayStation's leadership reportedly blames Bungie for a number of issues with their GAAS strategy. There's no excuse for it. There's no excuse for it. So basically, that that's against the law. That's illegal. You could blame the current leadership for the PlayStation. The exact number of layoffs planned at Bungie is still being determined, but I have been told repeatedly that the target is indeed 50%. Oh, that's not good. If it's a 50%, that's not good. So that's the most uh uh it's not good luck for PlayStation nor Xbox. Now going on here. This was 17 hours ago. Reported Microsoft's stretching Xbox is on the table. It wants to move faster with the new Halo and Fallout and Elder Scrolls games. Here's a thing. They cannot rush the games. If you rush the games, that's gonna fuck your revenue. It's gonna fuck your profit up like crazy. And it's not really good when they do that. So let's go on to Windows Central. I hate ads. Xbox could become a wholly owned subsidiary of Microsoft, according to a new report. So basically, it's not a good look. Not a good look at all. Um, Microsoft's iconic gaming brand Xbox has always existed as a gaming division within a Windows maker since the very first console released 25 years ago. According to the new report, however, we may see Microsoft significantly restructure Xbox into something else in the near future. Yeah, that's a brand. I think they should ban a third party publisher permanently because why are you investing on the hardware when it, it's not a good look, right? So I want to be honest. I believe Xbox is better off to be a third party publisher instead of going for exclusivity on their games, right? The news comes from the information which reports that according to three people familiar with ongoing discussion within Microsoft, the firm hasn't ruled out reorganization or reorgan, blah, reorganization Xbox into a wholly owned subsidiary or creating a joint venture with the other partners. I think PlayStation will make sense. To be honest, let's see. Uh, I'm gonna type this in. Is it bad for ex for um let's see. N- is not inherently bad. In fact, it could be bring benefits for both companies, companies and gamers, but also it comes with a significant risk and challenges. Combining cloud gaming, VR, AR, cross platforms play, reducing costs and spending up a lot. So, for the fact that I don't believe competition is alive at all. So, you just saw it. it it's not really bad if they have this happen, you know. Turning esports into subsidiary would transform it into a separate, more independent company. Although, as a parent company with a whole ownership, Microsoft will still ultimately have full control over it. Lincoln, LinkedIn, and GitHub are simple, a joint venture. Meanwhile, would invite other firms to run and invest in esports alongside Microsoft. That's basically what's gonna wind up happening. I believe they're gonna spinning off Microsoft or Xbox, my bad, and he's basically they basically is saying um that what is going on is gonna go that direction. If PlayStation actually wind up doing that, they both have to agree. Both of them had to agree and here's the thing, Microsoft might have $1 trillion. Give it to PlayStation, and PlayStation could invest this or that, this or this or this. They could invest it, and they could get your money back. That's what's going to seem to happen, and that's my speculation. I think they're going on like that. Um, I just believe the competition shouldn't be a thing. Howsoever, but if my speculation is correct, what that's going to happen is Microsoft is going to spending off Xbox, and Xbox has to find a partner, and it turns out to be the partner is PlayStation, not Steam, because they can't afford it. Steam has insisted for a while. And that's a problem. This is where I'm speculating. This so like if I'm correct about the idea of if Xbox is getting spun off and try and get a joint like a partnership with a company as a lone brand by itself, PlayStation comes in and make them a third party publisher. That means their games will forever not be exclusivity. So to me, if they're going to release Xbox Helix, they have to start releasing their games multi-platform, not relying on Game Pass, because the Game Pass is one day like release on the game being released one day as it one day that it just got released, it becomes a Game Pass, and they remove it shortly after until it gets ported to a different console or a different brand company, or that's where it's going to end. It's going to end for Xbox so poorly. I just don't trust Xbox or Mac or Microsoft at all. This is breaking it down. Like, you have to ask yourself, where's the chances of this going to work? I think Xbox and PlayStation working together makes more perfect sense considering they love games, they've been in competition, they know what to do, but guess what? They both can invest everything together, and they could give each other money each time, and they could wind up have the best games out there. I just think multi-platforming is good as a gamer. I don't see competition. I really don't. At the end of the day, there should be no competition coming back. There should not be no console war, howsoever, after for the fact that they are doing this. What the fuck are we doing? What are we doing that is not good for y'all's company? That's a question. That is a question I believe people should be asking so far. So far, I just don't trust Xbox, Microsoft at all at this point. The corporate greed makes the CEO, CSO, and CCO and vice president of Xbox liars. They can't lie. I don't believe their words, but they could actually say exclusive to the console, but it doesn't really mean it. They could just make it multi-platform. Here's the thing: they have how many people have pre-order Halo campaign involved at this? And I'm gonna say, Halo Studio. I'm gonna say this. Anyone in the comment section, let me put like this in the fact that Halo Studio is at the risk of being shut down or spun off because of the new leadership. And y'all be so fucking upset, and you guys got, oh, Xbox got killed because of this bitch. That's the CEO. Y'all like, oh good, we don't want it. Y'all, guys, I love games. I'm willing to buy the games from developers. I don't care which companies, Xbox, PlayStation. I don't care if they have bad games. I will buy the games and see it myself if it's good or the bad. Gears of War E-Day looks a good game, but it should be in a multi-platform. There was no turning back from multi-platforming. How can you invest so much money, like $400 million for Gears of War E-Day? That doesn't make any like a fucking sense. You guys have a high expectation to sell Gears of War E-Day to sell 7.2 copies, when in reality, Gears of War E-Day won't sell that much. That's a problem. This is a problem. I'm not stupid, and this is the stupidest thing. These Xbox players that doesn't look and use their eyes or use their knowledge is a problematic, and they are shooting themselves in the foot. At this time, I think Xbox is going to be spun off or be sold to someone else. And there will not be no exclusivity. I'm calling it right now. That's my speculation. Spun off. If they get spun off, PlayStation's gonna be a joint to Xbox. If they get sold, PlayStation can do it because it's a monopoly. So therefore, you cannot lie about this situation. This is getting worse on Xbox and Microsoft. That's my point. This is my fucking point. So don't come out with nonsense. Yeah, I fucking hate how Bungie is getting impacted with the layoffs to be a 50% because of Destiny 2. They should never discontinue D2. They should have discontinued Marathon. Howsoever, I think Herman Hurst is the one who's doing this, and that's bad for business. If I was the CEO, none of this will ever happen. Nor on the Xbox side. Like I said, I'm willing to buy out PlayStation, Xbox. I'll make them joint, and there will not be no exclusivity. And they could make themselves a hardware where it could combine, and there will not be no hardware sales. Just only one hardware. Just release the parts, parts that be the best. Like for example, hard drive be $50, right? So at this point, I feel like Microsoft is gonna have to spawn Xbox, and if that's the case for the PlayStation going for have a joint, then there's no competition. Y'all think there was competition, and y'all are going senile denial on the situation. Sneakers SO has been correct for the past 3 years. He hasn't been wrong. You wanna know how many times he was right and people was calling him a liar and not reliable? And when he was telling the truth, he knew about the whole multi-platform strategy during Phil Spencer's time. He knew it, and he still calls the layoffs and closure from Xbox. He called it before beginning of her CEO SaaS started. So therefore, he was reliable. He is 100% reliable. Matthew Ball cannot say shit because he is a corporate asshole. He's a rat face, just like Matt Booty does, like Aaron Greenberg, and the CEO is a corporate rat bitch face of Xbox. I'm telling you, she's taking the Xbox downhill. Mark my word. Once y'all Xbox players stop believing in her, y'all like, oh yeah, everyone was telling the truth. Ooh. Don't bitch at me because one, we all know what's going to happen. This is a history repeat. History repeat. There's no difference. Watch. Let it happen. If you guys enjoyed the video, go ahead and subscribe, like, leave a comment. Tell me in the comment section what is your thought. Do you think the joint with PlayStation and Xbox is a good idea or not? Leave it in the comment section. Like always, I will see you guys in the next video.